Good day, everyone. This is Coach Reese coming at you with another great video. I'm hoping all is well with you and your family and that you're enjoying your day. Today's video is the topic of today's videos is going to be dealing with two people. Number one, this video is going to be dealing with coaches. And number two, this video is going to be dealing with young men that are actively involved in sports. So, I encourage both the coaches out there teaching the young men, football, basketball, or whatever sport you're teaching them. And also I encourage the young men that are active in sports to watch this video as well. Basically, this video is going to be dealing more with the coaches, more or less, than the young men. But like I say, I encourage both the coaches and the young men to view this video. I have 3 points before I want to read my letter today. I'm going to be going back to reading my letters because I think I've already explained to you young people that, I'm going through some very trying times with my mom. She's very ill. And so, I've been spending a lot of times trying to help her get on the right path and get her health back in track. So I just pray that you guys bear with me as I go through this process. And like I said, I have 3 things that I want to discuss before I start the letter, and I'm going to go ahead and start with that. Coaches, I encourage you to help the young men that are on your team that you see that are trouble, like the young men that always have a tendency to get into fights or, some other type of trouble on the football field or basketball court. Or, if you see the young man doing other things that will lead him down the wrong path. Coaches, I encourage you to, give the young man a ride home, to try to talk to him and maybe try to help him make better choices. Now, I just want to say this. If the young man lives totally away, if you have to go out of your way to take the young man home. So in other words, if the young man lives, 30 or 40 minutes away from your house or whatever, I wouldn't ask you to, give him a ride home. But instead, if you're able to, give the young man your cell number or whatever, and, try to make yourself available to the young man. Because I'm going to tell you, coaches, you probably aware of this. A lot of young men are being raised by single moms. The majority of my life, I was raised by a single mother, so, and I thank God for my mom tried her best to put me into positive outlets like, the Girls and Boys Club, and she encouraged me to join the Boy Scouts and things like that. So I'm telling you, when it comes to positive organizations like the Boys and Girls Clubs or Boy Scouts or sports, those are extremely positive outlets for young men to excel in. So all the coaches out there, if the young man lives on your way home, if you could, just give the young man a ride home, because I'm telling you, coaches, the 10 or 15-minute ride home on a regular basis would be transformative. A lot of people don't realize that you don't have to spend hours and hours with young people, to make a positive change in their life. Because I'm telling you, coaches, as you already probably know, the young man probably thinks very highly of you, because the young man may have goals of playing in the NFL or what have you, and that's a great goal to have. But there's a particular way, as you know, coach, that young people have to learn to carry themselves in society, and like I say, coaches, I applaud you for all the hard work that you guys do. And, I just would really encourage you all to give the young man a ride home. If it is on your way home, of course, I want you to consider that. But if it's not, if the young man lives out of route, several 30 or 40 minutes away from your house, then of course I would not want you to extend yourself like that, not unless you want to. Okay, so I just encourage you, coaches, to seriously consider giving the troubled young man on your team a ride. You know, because like I say, that ride that you give, that ride that you give the young man may be transformative in an extremely positive way, and the young man um, may come back and thank you for you pouring into his life and saving him from a life of destruction. Coaches, like I just stated, if you're not able to give the young man a ride because it may be extremely out of route from your personal home, then I encourage you to give the young man your cell phone number, and possibly talk to the young man on your way home. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not asking you to, you know, um, sacrifice time away from your family and and other personal obligations that you have. But on your way home, coach, if you can just give the young man a call, that 20 or 30 minutes it takes for you to go home and you guys are chit chatting on the phone again, that can be transformative for that young man. You know, um, Unfortunately, some young men, as you know, coach, um, they don't know how to handle their anger, or they don't know how to deal with certain things in life. And so that's why I encourage you, coaches, to pour into the young man either by giving him a ride home or talking to him on the phone. And my last point is this, coach, if you're able to talk to that particular troubled young man for 1 hour a week, I would encourage you to do that. That would be an extremely impactful pod. It will have a tremendous positive impact on a young man if you can talk to him for 1 hour a week. I know that may seem like a lot, but if you have the time, um, to talk to him for 1 hour, that would be awesome. You know, and you know, I don't want to try to encourage favoritism with the other teammates or whatever, but um, I just it's just very frustrating for young men to choose negative alternatives like getting involved in gangs or other destructive behavior or possibly thinking about dropping out of school. I'm telling you, coaches, you all can make a positive impact on the young man. And so I just encourage you, coaches, um, to not only encourage the young man to excel in their sport, which is football or basketball or whatever you're teaching them, but also encourage them to excel in their education. You know, one of my favorite movies is Coach Carter. That's one of my favorite movies of all time, because Coach Carter, not only did he teach the kids the awesome game of basketball, but he also encouraged those young men to get their education, and he demanded it. So, like I say, coaches, I encourage you to help mentor and bring forth, um, what do you call it, extremely bright young men in the classroom and extremely bright athletes on the basketball court or football field. I'm going to go ahead and start my letter today. My letter today is entitled, Hey Coach, Can You Give Me a Ride? Hey Coach, Can You Give Me a Ride? I remember when my mom made me go to the Boys and Girls Club. I really enjoyed my experience there because of the great staff. I remember this older gentleman worked there. He was really nice to me. I remember him teaching me how to play ping pong. I remember trying my best to beat him. I was a very laid back guy. He probably taught me a few life lessons. The Boys and Girls Club gave me a tremendous boost in my life. During this time, I was constantly getting bullied in my neighborhood and the Boys and Girls Club was a positive outlet at the time. I wonder where would I be if there was no Boys and Girls Club in my life. This letter today is for all the amazing coaches out there. First of all, I applaud all youth coaches for their hard work and dedication that you all pour into the young men. I'm quite sure that you coaches know that some of the young men you're teaching came from a single mom household. You coach may be the only positive male role. You coach may be the only positive male role model in his life. You coach may be the one that saves the young man from getting shot last night because he was at practice with you. You coach may be the single reason why the young man attends school. The young man may have a strong desire to be in your presence just to learn a little more wisdom, or he respects your guidance. You coach may be the one to inspire the young man to graduate college. You coach are an extremely powerful individual. You coach are an extremely powerful individual in the young man's life. He may listen to you, coach, more than he may listen to his mother. My plea to you, coach, is this. If you have a troubled man, my plea to you, coach, is this. If you have a troubled young man on your team that is headed down a path of destruction, I want you, coach, to try to save the young man from destruction. All I'm asking of you, coach, is to give the young man a ride home after practice. Car rides can be transforming because you have the opportunity to get to know him and encourage him to choose a better path in life. I am not asking you to give the young man money. I'm asking that you guide him on the right path while driving him home. I feel that good wisdom is transformative. Good wisdom is life-changing. A 10 to 15-minute ride can change a young man's life for the better. Coach, you may be the very one to inspire the young man to put the gun down and choose alternatives. A few inspiring words can change a young man's life permanently for the better. Love is free. Genuine love is eternal. You, coach, have the ability to be a living testimony to the young man. Thank you, coach, for your sacrifice and dedication to the young man. Okay, that concludes my letter for today. And at the end of my letters, I always touch on my 3 points of wisdom, and also talk about my statement dealing with critical thinking, and then I also go into ending statement of practice. But today's video is going to be a little bit different. I see that my video is about 13 and a half minutes long at this point. So, like I say, this video is geared towards coaches and young men. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the conclusion of this video, and, because like I say, I'm dealing with coaches now, and they're probably my age or a little bit older. So they're well seasoned in wisdom. And that's why I have so much tremendous respect for coaches. Coaches, not only are you a positive impact on the young man, but also, coach, you may be like a father that the young man never had in his life. You know what I'm saying? That's how powerful your wisdom and guidance is on the young man. Of course, both you guys are passionate about sports, but I'm just asking you, coach, I want you to teach not only a bright athlete, but I want you to also encourage the young man to study hard and, make A's in class, because I'm telling you, if the young man gets injured, the young man has to have some type of insurance and some type of other plan in order to make a living for his family. So, like I say, coaches, I applaud you for your hard work and dedication to the young men. And I just pray that through your guidance, coach, that you bring forth a student athlete. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I feel that the young man needs to be a student first before an athlete. And I understand, young men and even you, coach, are passionate about sports, and everybody wants to win and do great with sports. But if that young man doesn't have some type of insurance, which what I mean by insurance, I mean like an education to back up his athletic talent, you know, I feel that the young man is setting himself up for failure, because all it takes, as you know, coach, is one bad injury, which will permanently remove him from the football field or basketball court. And the young man needs alternatives in order for him to make a living for his family. So again, coach, I thank God for you and your hard work and dedication. And I pray that God will bless you, your team, and your organization in a mighty way. Okay, I'm just going to conclude my video by saying this. May God bless you and may God keep you until we meet again.